Well, Sherry, what do we have here?
They look like semen.
Turned out better than I expected.
Interesting. Well, I would like to comment on the great diversity of semen you produce. With that said, where did you get your inspiration for all this semen?
A little bit of NASCAR, a little bit of UM, and a splash of Jimbos.
Yeah, I noticed a wide array of mullets here. Can you talk a little more about your choice of semen?
Of course. You see, men of all types come and go in my life. Miami is inhabited by the most interesting specimens out of any place I've been. In a way, this piece stems off of my Men of Miami series that I started last semester. I felt like it was appropriate for me to revisit it because it brings me back to that happy place. Because you see, I hide out here in my studio. It's rare that I get out beyond this fortress on Dickinson Drive. When I do get out, I take in all the men of Miami the city has to offer, and then later reproduce with them in my studio. To do this, I unleash them from my experiences and then create a community for myself. That's what I've started to do here. Create a community of seamen. My community, a happy place.
Well, Sherry, I hate to say this, but your community is clay.
Yes, I know. I live in a clay community.
Well, just between you and me, I noticed that your clay community is decreasing in population. Where are all these seamen, or shall I say your community members, going? Because I hate to say this, but there just are not that many here.
Well, some just don't materialize into clay because the imprint to me expires, while others get reclaimed, purchased, or consumed by friends.
You have something,
Oh, sorry. That's just frosting.
Oh.
I had to eat some cake. I was feeling a bit faint.
Okay. Talk a little more about the scale of these semen. Why did you decide to make them larger than life?
Well, I wanted to make them large enough to capture the detail of the source in which they were derived from, but small enough to fit in my pocket. This allows me to transport many of them at once. They can easily be exchanged, thrown to unsuspecting bystanders, and used as bait.
Have you thought about how their small size might inhibit the viewer from even noticing them?
Oh no. They'll definitely speak to the viewer, especially when they are presented in large quantities.
So are you saying that they talk?
Only if you internalize them first.
I hate to say this, but they're not talking to me.
All right, enough of this body of work. Let's move on. What else do you have to show us today?
This is it. The semen are what I've been working on all semester.
What?
I was hoping you would be blown away by the quantity and variety of semen I produced. Not to mention the concept behind it, which is far superior to any of my other projects.
Let me ask you this. How do you feel you can make them better?
Well, they can't swim, so maybe I'll endow the next batch with a safety flotation device.
Well, Sherry, so far we have been extremely kind to you during your reviews and critiques. We have tolerated your sarcasm, complimented you on your lack of progress, and have blown sunshine up your ass about your ability to manipulate clay, when all you have been making are little cookies in the corner. As a graduate student in UM, finishing up your final year, this project is completely unacceptable.
I hate to say it, but I will have to agree. You know, it's just one of those things where you make it out like you're always here working. But just between you and me, I saw you netting those seamen in the canal the other night. So what did you do? Kill them and use their carcasses to make molds for your so-called community? Heck, just the other day, I think I saw this little guy trying to get into some lady's purse on the metro rail. Are you seriously passing these off as your own creations?
Well, like, you know, I don't know, like maybe, well, I do this at Parsons where I study clay.
Oh, enough! This has nothing to do with what we discussed during your last review. What happened to the mixed media and being more productive. Maybe you'd understand what the ceramic programs here embraces.
Well, before you make any rash decisions, look at this.
What's that?
Wow. This surface looks like enamel paint for a motorcycle.
It's shiny and seductive, like my glass. Only it's metallic and sparkly like metal. I hate to say this, but I think it's clay. Wow.
Yes, excellent. Look closer. Look at it in the light. How it sparkles. Watch it as I rotate it.
Pretty.
All right then. Excellent. So I just need your signatures on the line here. And then next to the part where it says Sherry's work is, write about how you feel. And rate how excellent your experience was by checking the boxes.